An officer in charge of station, or OCS, who mercilessly beat a defenceless drunk in his custody with a metal rod and repeatedly tried to drown him, has been sentenced to death.
Former Ex-Ruaraka OCS Nahashon Mutua was sentenced this morning after having been found guilty of murder in December. Present at the sentencing was his widow, Peninah, who testified to hearing her husband plead for mercy at the hands of his jailers.
NTV's Olive Burrows revisits the events that left the nursing mother a widow and very nearly cost an innocent man his freedom.
A police station should be one of the safest places. But for Martin Kome, there couldn't have been a worse place to be on the night of December the 19th, 2013 than the Ruaraka police station. After a night of revelry, Kome returned to his Babadogo home where a fight with his wife ensued. Concerned for his wife Peninah's well-being and that of her infant child, the neighbors called the police. An inebriated Kome was taken in for manhandling their infant child. It was at the Ruaraka police station that he met the man who would sign his death warrant, officer in charge Nahashon Mutua. Mutua meted out his own form of justice, a metal rod and a drum filled with water, the instruments of his torture.
Peninah, who's Martin's wife, told the court as follows in respect to the condition she found Martin when she went to the hospital, and I quote, "We found Martin still a casualty, unattended. He was swollen the whole head. It was round and he had visible wounds. He had deep cuts on the face. He also had bruises as though he had been pulled on concrete floor. He had cuts on the face and chin. The clothes were blood stained. He could not see. The eyes were closed due to the swelling. The skin on the eyes was gray. He could not hear what he was saying."
Kome having had to writhe in pain for 20 hours before he was taken to a hospital. There he met a gruesome death, never having had his day in court, like the man who drove the proverbial nail into his coffin. And had the Independent Policing Oversight Authority not intervened, Kome wouldn't have been his only victim. Mutua tried to pin the murder on one Kelvin Odhiambo, whom he said instigated a mob beating of Kome in the cell. An election cycle later, the cell doors closed behind Martin's killer for the last time. Mutua representing the very worst of a police force drunk on power. And as for Peninah Kome, who sat nursing her infant at the police station to the sound of her husband in agony, she couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
It's been 5 years full of misery, pain, fear, but at last now we are happy. As a family, we are happy.
Olive Burrows, NTV.